The award categories at the Game Awards are awful. A lot of them just seem to be carried over from the Spike Video Game Awards, and almost none of them have any sort of representation or celebration of actual game design, the thing it's supposed to be an award show for. A handful of them are genre awards, and the genres don't even make any sense. Like for action game, you'll have something like Stellar Blade competing against something like Space Marine 2 and Call of Duty. How are all of those in the same category? It doesn't make any sense. And then you have something like Best Adaptation, which isn't even an award for this industry. It's not an award for this medium. It's an award for a movie or a TV show that does a good job of replicating the medium. And then Most Anticipated is just a pure hype award. There's no accomplishment here. So I would like to propose a new list of Game Award categories, and I want to know what you think. First of all, we keep Game of the Year, obviously. The Game Awards currently has Best Game Direction, which is like 5 different awards jammed into one, so we're breaking that up, starting with Best Director. Next would be the Best Overall Game Design. I have other categories getting into more specific game design stuff later on down the list. For narrative, we're breaking into 3 categories. We still have one called Best Narrative, but we also have Best Writing and Best World Building. Because in video games, there's so many different ways to tell a story, and one isn't necessarily better than the other, but they are so different, it's hard to kind of compare them. In movies and television, writing and narrative kind of go hand in hand, but I think in video games, you can have a really good story that is poorly written. Like, the script is bad, but the story is good. And then world building is for stuff like the FromSoft games that don't have super heavy cutscenes and in-your-face narratives, but do craft a really good world building story. Innovation or achievement in game mechanics is to honor like individual system designs, like certain aspects of games that are either revolutionary or done really, really well in a way we haven't seen before. Best Cinematic Direction is essentially the video game version of cinematography. Currently, there is only one acting award at the Game Awards, and so I think it's time that we add a second one. So I have one for leading and one for supporting. There are way more than 5 performances a year at this point that deserve to be nominated. Best Sound Design and Best Score remain pretty much unchanged. But then we're going to break up the one for art, because right now we have Best Art Direction, but the way it functions right now is it's not really an art direction award, it's also a technical achievement award. It's like wrapped into one thing and it gets confusing. I think we should have one for art direction, like the actual art direction, and then one for the technical achievement. And technical achievement can be stuff like how good the graphics are, but could also be something like a really impressive feat that they got working and runs really well. For example, I'm thinking the train in Uncharted 2, like that almost broke the game, and the fact that they got it working was like a technical achievement. So something like that. Then I have some more specific game design stuff, things that are currently bundled into Best Game Direction, I think further need to be broken up. So Best World Design and Best Level Design. So world design would honor stuff like open world games and the way that, worlds are crafted. And then level design would be more for specific individual, more linear, smaller games that are like specifically built around defined levels. And the rest of these are pretty much in the existing awards. I think AR and VR are different enough where it should probably have its own thing. Racing, fighting, strategy, and mobile, those are also in the kind of their own lane, where there's not